how much this you're going to be able to see, because funny angles for working. That's that one off. Right, there's the thing. Let's put it on the tester. Right, let's give it a go. 149.5 microfarads. That's supposed to be 100. So that's out of spec, so that definitely needs replacing. Let me see if I've got one of those. Right, I've checked in my stock and I had a bag of 100 microfarad capacitors. I'm going to up it from a 16 volt to a 25 volt. Just gives it a bit more protection and it just increases longevity of the life really. So let's see what we got for one brand new one. 99.89 microfarads, should be 100 microfarads, nothing wrong with that. So we'll fit that in. So that's the first one back in. I'm going to take this resistor off and we'll check that next. As you can see on the screen now, the left hand leg of that resistor has got the minutest of solder joints on it. It's literally just resting on the top of that pad. There's no solder around the leg, hardly at all. So yeah, that joint's definitely not. Right, this resistor should be 220 ohm. Let's see what we get. Unknown or damaged part. Let me try my connections again. $221 ohms, so that's not too bad. However, due to the fact it's had the wrong caps in there, we're replacing that. I'm not taking any chances. While we're in there, I mean that's an old part. Yeah, 221 ohms, so it's quite steady. So we'll put a new one of those in as well. Well, I just checked in my stock. I've got a bag of 220 ohms, and you can even see I've written Bremi on here, so I brought these specifically for the Bremi. Right, let's get one of these fitted. So that's a new 220 ohm resistor, so another duff component. Well, it's not duff, it's okay, but best to put new ones on while we're in here. You don't want to have to come back in here in 6 months' time, so that's done. So that's everything on the rear of the board now replaced. Hello, what's that? There's a solder bridge here. That shouldn't be there. Don't know where that's come from. I'll just double check on mine, but as far as I was aware there wasn't a solder bridge across there. It's got a short on it. No, that shouldn't have been there. It might have just dropped off from here, but yeah, definitely shouldn't have been there. So anyway, that's definitely in and that's correct. So while we're in the back here, let's pop the fuse out and check the fuse. Yep, it's got 2 amp 250 volt on it, so that's the right fuse. So the back of the board now, I'm just going to go around and touch up a few of these joints, particularly like this one with the leg just poking through. Yeah. Right, let me just get these joints done. So the next one to take out is the cap here, which had the shrunken top on, so I suspect this one is faulty as well. This is a 470 microfarad 16 volt, so let's get that on the tester. Right, and that rolls in at 598.5 for a 470 device. So 20% of 470, a fifth. Yeah, it's about on its limit. Let me calculate it exact. So it's 598.5. So 564 microfarads is its upper limit, so 595 out. As I say, and the telltale sign is the shrunk back top. And that's always a good sign that a capacitor is going. And sometimes if you look underneath at the bottom here, they bulge out where the little black bit is here. This one's not bulging, but there's the telltale sign that needs replacing. So let me go and have a look and see if I've got one of those. Right, I've just tested this one and I've got 574.2 microfarads. So that one's should be maximum of 565 from memory. So that one's on its way out as well, so that needs replacing. So I need to order 2 of these. Now you can see the difference in the top. This one here, this film around the top here has really gone over to one side, whereas this one still looks okay, but it's on its way out. Right, in this video, one of the things that I'd like some feedback on is I've gone out and brought myself a new external microphone, which I've got plugged in at the moment. So hopefully the volume should be, of my voice anyway, should be a bit louder in this one. So what I'm going to do today on the amplifier is there's 4 diodes running along here. They've got the band facing towards the outside of the board, away from the relay. I'm going to desolder these 4 and we're going to test these and see whether they're any good or whether they've been damaged by the capacitors. I'm actually hoping the microphone test came out on the last clip because I've got the camera in a sort of just pushed into a little holder that doesn't quite fit, and I had to sort of put the camera in, turn it on, then plug the mic in, shoot, then pull the mic lead out and turn it off. But hopefully I've done it the right way around this way. So let's get some solder wick, which I've just had to order some more because I'm getting really low actually. But Jesus, that's shot up in price. Oh, hang on, I need the iron warmed up, 2 seconds. Right, let's get one of these diodes out. Not sure you're going to be able to... Look, stop playing about over there. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see too much here with me soldering or desoldering, just from the angle of where we are. Let me stop the camera and get these out because you can't, all you can see is my hand. Right, so this diode at the top is loose. Let's just straighten the legs up. And we can pop it out. The bottom leg's not coming out for some reason. There we are. One diode. Right. Let me pop out the garage. I'll have to go and get the diode tester. Diodes should only conduct one way. Now on one end you will see they have a silver band on these particular ones, but whatever end they've got the band on, that is the cathode, i.e. the negative end. If you put your negative probe on the band end and your positive probe on the other end, you should get a reading of about 0.56, 0.57 on your diode test on your meter. And then what you do is you swap your terminals round and you put the positive where the band is and the negative on the other end, your probes, and you should get no reading. If ever with a diode you get a reading both ways round, the diode is shot. So it's going to be a bit awkward to show you the reading. Let me see if I can work around the camera here. So if I put my negative onto the band end and my positive onto the other end, you'll see I'll get a reading of 0.563. So that's flowing. If I swap the probes round, we should get no reading, and we don't. We've got infinite resistance, which is the OL symbol. So that diode is good. However, because of what's been done to the Bremi burner, I'm not going to put that back in. I'm going to put a brand new one in, because what I don't want to do do all this work, take it, strip it all apart, put it all back together, then in 2 months' time, one of these diodes fail. So we will replace them. Now, these are a 1N4007. And I've just been hunting high and low, and I can't actually find any. Now on the board, if you can see this here, you've got 4 diodes running up here, which should all be 1N4007s. Then you've got this one up the top here, which should be a 1N4004, I believe, from my notes. Yes. So I'm going to have to order these to get them in. They're not much, but we'll get some new ones because, as I say, there's no way I'm going to replace those. Right, so let's drop out all of the diodes and test them. So that one we know is okay. Right, so they're all removed, previously running all the way up here. I've left the 4004 in. Just going to do the 7s first. So let's get the meter on and test. Right, here goes. So banded end first. And the meter's fallen over. 0.56. Swap the probes around. Nothing. So that one's okay. Next. Banded end first. 0.55, so a bit lower that one. Nothing there, so that one seems to be okay. And last one. 0.54, so we are getting a bit of a difference on these. So I think there's some degradation in the diodes there. So anyway, good job we replaced them. Right, we get those in the bag of components replaced. I've had to order some new ones of these, so I'll have to wait for them to come. Right, here comes the next dilemma. Oh, hang on, what's all going on here? Right, here's the next dilemma. The 4 diodes running up here should be 1N4007s, rated at 1000 volt, which they were, perfect. The odd diode here should be a 14004, rated about 320 volt, which it isn't. It's got a 1N4007 1000 volt in it. Now, I don't know whether someone's changed that due to putting in the bigger valves or what's happened here. Now, my one had a 4004, but it's got smaller valves. Now, I've just ordered 4004 to go in there. So, I'm going to have to get a valve data sheet now and have a look at the valves and see what power they draw compared to my ones. And I'm not a valve expert, so I'll pull the data sheets and have a look. But yeah, that's another dilemma and a difference that's been spotted. Should have a 4, it's got a 7 in it. So I've got 5 1N4007s sitting there in a pile. Should be 4 007s, 14004. Oh joy.